Thank you so much, Danelle, for joining me today. It's really lovely to have you here. And I mean, basically, I just wanted to talk with you because you're one of the first students ever who have done our legal translation course from Spanish into English, because this is a new option that we're offering our students now. And well, first of all, I would love to hear about you. And yeah, who is Danelle Shaw?
Well, I'm a translator from South Africa, and I have been translating for over a decade now. I initially did my studies in film, in audiovisual production management. So I didn't, from the beginning, set out to be a translator. And I took French as one of my extra subjects during my course, and I enjoyed it so much that by the time I had to continue with my honors, I decided to continue with French translation. I actually was the only student to do a combined degree between the French department and the linguistics department for a French translation degree. And from there, I just basically decided to carry on with that. My first job was actually as a content editor at LexisNexis publishing company. And then after that, I went to study in France to do my master's degree there. And from there on, I just basically focused on translation. I worked as an intern at a legal translation agency in Paris. And then when I came back, I basically
we've frozen a bit.
Dedicated myself full-time to freelance translation.
Okay, now I think. Okay. Yeah. Right. So basically you started out in audiovisual, then you switched to studying languages, studying French, studying linguistics, and then you knew that you wanted to move on to translation. And legal translation seems like it came up. Was that agency job the first time you actually started doing legal translation, or how did that happen?
Yeah, that was kind of, I actually, because of my film degree, would have rather wanted to go into subtitling. I even did my master's thesis on subtitling. But back then, there wasn't so much work in subtitling as there is now with all the digital platforms. So I kind of just started legal translation because that was where a lot of the work was, and I had already had some experience in that. And that's kind of just where I've been going on because I had all my experience in that. So it wasn't my first choice, but basically, as you know, that's like where a lot of the work is.
Definitely. And it's a question of demand, but it's also a question of rate, right? It's just
for sure.
a lot more financial sense to work in the legal sphere more than
and that's the one sad thing about the subtitling.
Yeah,
industry, that it's definitely not as lucrative.
It's sad, right? Because there's so much more work that goes into it, and yet it's paid worse. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
No.
There you go. So following from that, you decided to do our legal translation course, right? How did you find us? How did you discover us? Why did you decide to study it with us?
I'd been studying Spanish for a while as well, and I kind of, because I didn't have any sort of official qualifications in Spanish, I wanted something that would kind of give me credentials for that. I actually came across the course because I first attended one of Fernando Cunhado's workshops in the Innovation in Translation Summit. And from there, I was subscribed to the email list, and I saw the advert for the course. And when I saw that it was also being offered from Spanish to English, I thought, okay, this is a great opportunity to now also try my hand at that.
Excellent. And how did you find the course? How was your experience?
Well, there was a lot of information. I will definitely have to go back to a lot of the things that I learned before. And it was very useful in that even before with my French translation, there's a lot of stuff that's applicable, because of the civil law differences and a lot of the things that are sort of also transferable to my work in French. So it's been very helpful in that way, and it's made me realize where I've kind of been making mistakes up till now. So it's also just opened other avenues of things that I've can now look into more deeply. So that's definitely improved not just what I will do in the future, but what I have been doing from past translations.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's not just the fact that they're Romance languages, so a lot of the structures might be similar, but it's also the legal systems. They come from the same sort of roots, right? So there's going to be a lot of concepts that might be similar and that you can use also in your French translations, right? Which is great. And you were talking about possible future avenues that you want to explore. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
So I would also like to translate now from Spanish to English, to also add that to my service offering. And I mean, I've always wanted to do that. The reason why I took French at university was because they didn't offer Spanish, so otherwise I would have gone for that from the start. But it's also because I've been doing the French translations for so long, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a change of scenery. So I'm hoping to now also.
I mean, your translation exercises were very good, so I definitely encourage you to go down that avenue, and definitely maybe that's another extra service that you can add, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Danelle. I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk with you about today, and I really hope that our course has given you a bit of extra confidence, maybe an extra boost to add that new service, to also do legal translations with a bit more confidence, right? That's kind of what we want.
Also, just to get my mind set into because I mean introduction to all the same legal terminology, but in Spanish, it's now kind of familiarize myself with that, so that it doesn't seem so strained or so foreign.
Definitely. Well, I'm really glad that we were able to, give you a bit more confidence there, and hopefully give you a new, professional avenue to explore and a new revenue stream. So that's amazing. Yeah, thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. I really enjoyed the course.
Wonderful. That's really glad to hear it. Well, thank you so much, Danelle.
Thank you.